Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of BlackManProblems.
And this week, or this episode, I should say, we are going to be talking about, well, it's titled Guilty Until Proven White. Now, the reason why we've said guilty until proven right was actually from a conversation that me and Ciaran had, and he basically...
hold on, we haven't introduced
Oh,
ourselves.
let's do that, yeah, let's do it again, yeah.
No, we can leave it in though. Let's just introduce ourselves now.
Okay, then, yeah.
Okay, so I am Ciaran Callum.
And I am Anthony Brown. Okay, so you know what the topic is.
And we're guilty until proven white.
Yeah, guilty until proven white. Now, you, first of all, tell me the reason why we came up with this topic.
So I have basically found that as a black guy, there are many sort of stereotypes that come with being a black guy. You know, whether or not that means you're going to be unintelligent, whether or not that means you're going to be violent, whether or not that means you're going to be sexually aggressive,
indeed,
not having an education, things like that. And I find that when I meet people, I usually have to prove to them that I am not any of those things before, you know, they will accept or trust me. That's just generally what I find and what I believe.
Exactly right.
This is the Airbnb experience now. And if this doesn't prove what I mean, then nothing else does. So me and my now ex-girlfriend were on Airbnb, and we're letting out properties on Airbnb. The profile had my picture, my name, Ciaran. Now, we weren't not earning money. We were. So people would basically see our profile, they'd see my profile, Ciaran, and some people would book, we'd make bookings, make money from those bookings, etc.
Yeah.
However, one day I had the idea, I thought to myself, hold on, I'm a black male aged like 18 to 35, and my girlfriend is a white woman, a pretty white woman at that. I should really change the profile around so it actually has a picture of her and is from her perspective rather than me.
Okay, so you did that, and what happened now?
Well, this is it. Now, what people who are listening, many people would like to say is that it makes no difference whatsoever, and I'm being like overly aware racially by bringing this up, and people don't care. But the absolute fact is that once we change the profile from Ciaran to Nicola and change the picture to Nicola, we started to make much more money.
A lot more, like considerably, like you could notice a difference. Yeah.
Like at least like 20%, 25%. Like now, maybe more. Like more money came in, more bookings, more money.
Now, this might not be like, I don't think it's racism, but it's a bit like people need to feel secure, I guess. They need to feel a little bit like they can trust in the person they're about to like do business with. So you reckon this happens like that would work the other way around? So like if I wanted to stay somewhere here, but I was actually from like San Francisco, I wanted to move it. Did you judge other people like who were like of color, or you thought, oh, they look a bit dodgy, I'm not sure, I want to rent out my room to them?
Okay, so on Airbnb, our goal was always to make as much money as was humanly possible. So in truth, we weren't really that discerning with who we had stay with us. However, at Christmas, we did actually have a little situation, which then made me have to be a little bit more discerning.
What happened?
In which members of my fellow black race let me down. Basically, black people let me down.
We don't help ourselves.
So there was a property that I was letting out, and the long and short of it was that over the Christmas period, like somewhere like New Year's or something like that, these two black teenagers from London, they let the place out. Now I'm talking to them, I'm like checking them in, I'm being nice to them, like, oh, what you guys doing? Like, oh yeah, so basically, we're just going to a party like somewhere in, where did I say it was? Let's say it was Wembley. Yeah, we're just going to a party in Wembley, innit? And we just need a place to stay. And
that's a good voice of a typical London brother.
That
is a good voice.
Thank you.
It's a place to stay in.
Yeah, we just need a place to stay in it, blood. So I believe them, right? And I leave them to it. Now, the next morning, I get a call from the landlord of the property, and he's basically saying that they've had a massive party. There was like 30 people in the flat. They've intimidated like the other residents of the building.
Oh yeah, naturally. That's what we do.
I go in there. There's laughing gas balloons on the floor. There's sick on the floor. There's like 16, 17, 18-year-old teenage girls still in there. God knows what actually...
How did you actually get them out?
Oh, I just told them to leave.
And they were like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
No.
well, yeah, but you know, with like,
Aggro.
you know, kids like that, you just have to be firm. Like, I walked in there and I said, look, you guys have been having a party. You got to get out.
Yeah.
And just like, and then they just got up and fucked off.
Jesus. That's
So
what I mean,
that did
man.
happen, but you see, the fact is this, and it is an interesting thing now, because despite everything I've said about having to feel like I have to prove myself one way when I'm around people, the fact is that there are certain things that happen with certain demographics, and if there's one thing I've noticed about, say, like black teenagers, they generally are less fearful of authority. Yeah. Before we started recording, I said that if you're in a queue for like a club or a festival and that queue is jam packed, like if that queue is full of white people, everyone will just stay and everybody will wait. Yeah. However, if that queue is full of black people, there's a damn good chance they're just going to rush the queue. Yeah. And everyone just charged away in.
I've seen it as well. I saw it like last year, like some festival where they just did it, and a lot of black people who saw it. Like, a lot of people were watching it on YouTube and they went, oh my God, look how funny this video is. And all I saw was pure black people storming some gate of some festival. Whereas I was watching it in, like, disgust. I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. Like, these are, like, people that represent me. This is what makes other people judge me when they see videos like this.
So, hold on. So, what are we saying now? Are we now saying... Because at first it seemed like we were saying, okay, we have to prove ourselves because... for reasons that are unfair. Now it kind of seems like we're saying, actually, maybe it's fair.
No.
So what is it?
No,
is it fair?
I'm saying, I say, right, because what people do automatically, they see a black person and they make an immediate judgment, not just like white folks. I'm not talking about just white people in general. I'm talking about everyone. Black people do as well. Like, there's been times where I'm walking the street and I see like a hooded character, a black guy bopping, looking a bit dodgy, walking towards me. And even I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Okay, I just hold my ground. Like, even I will do that to an extent. Do you know what I mean? So people already have their kind of predictions of what I'm going to be like as a black person. So I'll make sure I let them know, with whatever it might be, the way I talk and the way I introduce myself, that I'm a safe geezer to an extent. But we don't help ourselves, on the other hand, when we know this is how black people are perceived, that we need to kind of... I don't want to say that we have to, like, work harder, but we kind of do have to kind of work harder and prove ourselves that we are better than what people will stereotype us to be, because people do make these stereotypes and we need to be aware of them and definitely don't prove them right when you do things like storming the gates to festivals, just being black, basically. Too black is one way I'm going to put it.
But then this is it, right? So what are the actual percentages of people who are doing things like that? So, for instance, like, the people that are storming the gates of festivals...
It is a small percentage, but, like, it's enough for people to make a correct judgment.
You know one thing I think? I think that things like... the way that we're represented in the media doesn't really help us.
No, it doesn't.
And also, but the thing is, the way we're represented in the media is largely down to us as well.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
So, hip-hop is like, I would imagine that... no, but literally, like, let's imagine you're some white guy from Newcastle.
Right.
And there's not exactly a thriving black community in Newcastle, is there? No. Let's say you're some white guy from Newcastle. Where do you get most of your impressions on what black people are like from?
From the media, television,
papers. But like specifically, though, I would imagine mainly it's from music. Like, mainly, if you're some like white guy,
depends on what age group you are that you fit in. Then, I guess.
Like, where would you see most like examples of black?
Yeah, it probably would be music. I'd have to agree and say yeah.
No, but this is it now. So when you're watching music, what are you seeing? You're seeing 50 Cent, like, wearing his bulletproof vest and shit. Yeah. Like, bragging about how many times he got shot.
Talking about hoes.
Notorious B.I.G. Money, hoes, and clothes. All a nigga knows. Now, that's actually a line. The Notorious B.I.G. said, money, hoes, and clothes. All a nigga knows. And he is, like, the most celebrated and lauded rapper.
Yeah.
Of all time.
It's true.
And it's like...
hip-hop doesn't help.
It doesn't. Right? Money, hoes, and clothes, or a nigga knows. So let's just unpack that line. Money, hoes, as in women, clothes, So all a nigger knows. First, all a nigger knows. All.
This is all
we know. This is all we know. And this is said by a black guy. Money, hoes, clothes.
So that's what we're
How
about.
shallow is that?
Yeah.
Not even women, not beautiful
Women.
ladies.
So, yeah, it doesn't even
intellectual
derogatively
substance.
said,
Hoes.
hose.
That's all I know. That's actually all I know. Clothes.
All I know, all a nigger knows.
Anyone.
Yeah.
That's all we care about.
That's bad.
Exactly.
These are like subliminal messages that have been like put into your head. And I love Biggie Smalls. I love hip hop music, but in a lot of the cases, it doesn't help us out because I think we start to believe some of the lyrics and take it and start to like live it. I start to only believe in money, hoes, and clothes. People live that life, and a lot of the time, the hip hop stars ain't even living like that.
Well, I did that when I was younger. To be honest, I'm doing it now. Look, I'm wearing my baseball cap.
Perfect.
I think it looks really cool.
It's a perfect
I
example.
think it looks really cool. That I have to admit.
But yet again, that is something that someone would come up to you and judge and go, "Oh, he looks like one of those hip hop types. I believe he only likes money, hoes, and clothes only. Let's cross the road." And they probably would.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because you look just like one of the guys in these videos that people, all these young kids are listening to.
Do I look just like one of those guys?
Well, you don't
Is
look
that
just like. Well, that's what they would see it as.
Possibly.
They might see it like that.
You know what though? I think I get a kick out of confusing people.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think I do this as well.
I think I really do. I think I like the fact that the things that about me that make me up as a human being don't really make sense. Because like, listen to the way he talks. You don't really talk like, yeah, I'm from the streets anymore. No, you don't. But you actually sound quite eloquent and educated. But at the same time, you've got tattoos. And you're wearing one of those black man baseball caps. Black men wear baseball caps with a flat beak. You know, whereas white people wear them bent.
And they wear them perfectly forward.
Given the way you talk, you should be wearing a bent one. Or like one of those Samuel L. Jackson type.
Oh yeah, the
which I do wear
styles.
from time to time.
Yeah, I do like mixing it up. I have to admit, like when I first met Ciaran for the very first time, it was in a random bar in London, and one of the first things that really changed my perception of him, because I made my judgment straight away. I thought, oh yeah, you might have been wearing a cap at the time.
Probably. And just so we're clear as well, right? I just want to clear something up. I wear a lot of caps, but largely it's also because of my hairline. But I'm taking this stuff called.
We're gonna make another video where we just bick it. We completely give you a 2-pack.
I think I want to.
Yeah, you want to back
because I
shave.
I actually do shave every other day.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, it's like it's getting so bad that even when I shave, like it doesn't take it low enough for you to.
No, you want it like right down.
Gone.
Yeah. We'll pick that
but
one
I'm also taking this stuff called Regain as well, which apparently it does work.
Really?
Yeah, because like I use it every now and then. It's this gel that you put on your scalp like twice a day.
Oh yeah.
And after a month or so, you'll start to notice hairs grow back. And I've used this stuff in the past. And I use it for like a month. And oh my god, I've got new hairs. But then I'd get excited and stop using it, and then it would go. So
you have to continue using it. That's the.
Yeah.
I bet they could make it so you wouldn't have to continue.
Yeah,
they don't want to do that.
That's what they're doing that fucking stupid.
Let's keep these motherfuckers using it.
Yeah.
They're buying it up. Oh, but a little bit off topic, but going back, I was saying, when I first met Ciaran back in the day in a bar, we got talking, and I made my kind of, what's the word?
I was a cap-wearing jungle bunny.
I didn't think that, but I made my judgment, let's say that.
Uneducated gollywog.
And then an uneducated gollywog, as some might say or perceive you.
Dumb coon.
Yeah, all these things. And then we got talking, and you were like, oh yeah, I've just finished writing a novel. I was like, this brother write a novel? Novel? Niggas don't read. No, I didn't think that. I just thought,
this are like kryptonite to it.
But I don't know many people that have written a novel, never mind someone dressed the way you do, looking the way that you do, tattoos, and like you'd never pick you out of a crowd. out of people and say which one of these brothers or which one of these people has written a novel, would you say?
Well, the funny thing is, yeah, you're right. I suppose you are. The funny thing is, I guess I thought pretty much the same thing about you as well. So like we met, and then you said, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm writing a novel, and you're like, "Oh, look, I'm a writer too." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah. So that's why we connected.
And then also as well, we got onto talk of Japanese anime, and you said you like,
yeah.
I'm not the only black guy who likes anime.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I thought it was a rare thing.
I've got a question to ask you. Have you ever had a non-black person say to you words effective? And I've gotten this a couple of times. Only a couple, because most people that think this aren't going to bring it up. Has had someone say to you, you know, when I first met you, when I first met you, I saw this black guy, and I thought he's big, he's got muscles, and I was a bit intimidated.
Yeah, I've definitely had that. This is where this whole topic came from. Black, how did it go again? Guilty until proven white. So this is why we said this.
Perfect unison.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty synchronized. So that's where that whole topic came about, because people make that judgment, and I have had that. I've had that a few times.
Oh, you know, one thing I heard a couple of times when I was a kid that really pissed me off? Like, a couple white kids would say stuff like, "Oh, you know what? You're not like them other black kids. You're alright. You're like white, you are.
Yeah.
You're like white.
Like white is the better thing to be.
That's a compliment.
Like everyone should be okay
with... Yeah, you're like white." I was like,
what do you say when someone says that? Like, go and tell him. Let him, okay, he's a nice guy, he's nice enough, but what he said is actually quite ignorant and a little bit racist. But to a degree, I know what he's trying to say.
Here's the thing. So, and this isn't actually just us as well. Not just all the black people do this. And I would imagine a large majority of ethnic minorities as well. I've not really spoken to them about it, but when you go for a job or when you're at work also, you make a conscious effort to tone down your blackness, don't you?
Yeah,
like
yeah, I'd have to agree,
a conscious effort.
Yeah.
I do that as well.
Now, what ways would you say that you've made a conscious effort to tone down your blackness? The way you dress?
Yes. There's the way I dress, and definitely like the way I'll sort of talk as well.
Yeah,
So,
for me too.
for instance, like, it's interesting. It's like there's words that are stereotypically black words. And I don't even mean like a word like nigger, which nobody can say unless you're black. But I mean like things like blood or star, you know, things like that. Words that I use all the time, even in my head.
Man on the end of the sentence.
Yeah. Things that I say all the time, but the thing is I can't actually say them at work because it gives off an impression.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So the thing is, say, if I go to a job interview, actually, it's an interesting thing. If I go to a job interview and I see a black woman sat opposite me, I go, fucking yes.
You could be yourself a little bit more. Is that what?
Not even just that. Not because I can be myself, but because I know that a black woman, one issue that black women seem to have is the fact that black men seem to be underperforming and not doing as well sort of professionally and socially as they could be and stuff. And black women, from what I see, like generally want to bring up like, you know, the black man, etc., etc.
Yeah.
My point is
rightly so.
I walk into an interview and I see a black woman sat opposite me. I know that she's rooting for me.
Yes,
that's the point. I mean,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, she wants you to do well.
But here's another interesting thing, which is actually, I'm sort of going on tangents now, right? The white people who have interviewed me and actually given me the job invariably have connections to black culture. So it's kind of like...
I'd have to agree with that. I can believe that.
So for instance, in an ideal world, it would be, I go to an interview, there's a white guy sat opposite me.
Yeah.
He says, he looks at my CV and he thinks, oh, you know what, based on his CV and based on what he said in the interview, I'm going to give Ciaran the job. Yeah. And you know what, I've actually never seen a black person before in my life. I kind of had like a black guy who was in my class at school or something like that. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm still going to give him the job. That's not really what happens. When I speak to the white people who did give me the job, they like have a black wife or a black husband or something.
Well, there's been a connection.
There's what I mean
down
is
the
like,
line somewhere.
Not even down the line. It's like they have a deep connection to black people.
Oh, it's not a minor like
No.
They've always had a bit of a
like
best
what I mean
friends
is,
black
like
or something.
they're very comfortable. Like they've spent crap loads of time with black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Pretty much.
That's really interesting. I could believe that as well. Because why would that not be the case?
Yeah.
People are comfortable with the people that they're usually comfortable with.
I can think of like say two people off the top of my head. One guy's like, yeah, my girlfriend's black. The other one's like, yeah, my boyfriend's black. I was like, actually, I've got something else to say.
Okay.
Well, it kind of does go like a little bit further. So, for instance, yeah, well, you know what we were saying last week about how, say, if you look at, say, the black women in the media,
yeah,
they're basically black women that have white features.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So, Serena Williams is a real outlier because Serena Williams is like the only famous black woman I can think of. Besides the woman that was in, who's that friggin', that woman that was in like 12 Years a Slave. You know.
Real African looking.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Whatever
Beautiful though.
Yeah. Besides her, like Serena Williams. The reason why like there's a big deal about Serena Williams because like Serena Williams is like literally a black woman. Serena Williams looks like she could be my cousin or something like that.
Yeah.
But she's famous and she's a real outlier because of that.
And she is massively women role model and she's a sex symbol, but more so in the US as opposed to in the UK. Not many people seem to be feeling it in the UK the way they are in the US. US really champion.
You know what though? When I see people in America talking about Serena Williams, I wonder how much of it is genuine. Yeah. What I mean is, and maybe I'm wrong, alright, so I'm not stomping my foot down.
Okay.
But I see a lot of non-black people talking about how gorgeous Serena Williams is.
Yeah.
And I wonder if a lot of it is the fact that they feel like they should say it.
Because she's not stereotypically what everyone would say is a beautiful woman. If I could say that controversially, she isn't stereotypically what everyone in the media would describe as a beautiful woman because she's really strong. This is a big woman. People in the media always kind of show you thin, skinny, petite models. That's usually what we're used to seeing, and definitely they're not black. What do you think of Serena Williams? Do you see her as a beautiful black woman?
Well, okay, so me and my now former fiance, somewhere towards the start of our relationship, we had a list of 5 actually, no, was it her or was it the one before? Oh, actually, it was the one before. Either way, me and an ex.
So many of them.
Oh yeah, hold on. Not. I haven't been engaged twice. I've only been engaged once. However, me and an ex had a list of 5 celebrities that we were allowed to cheat on the other one with.
Yeah.
And Serena Williams was
one of them. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like she would manhandle me. Would you not feel like she would be throwing you around the room?
I'd give it my best shot.
Yeah, I think I would.
You know,
I think I'd train for like
try.
a month. Train for a month and then go, I'm going to tackle this now and see how long I can survive in the room. But it'd be a wild night.
Yeah.
It'd be a good night.
It'd be a lot of fun. And
just pick you up and just... Anyway, that is...
is that what you're fantasizing about?
I was just thinking about it then. I was like, what would it actually be like? Serena Williams.
I imagine she'd
How
be very...
tall do you reckon she is?
Like 5'9". 5'9". Just built.
Yeah.
Muscular.
Strong.
Muscles.
That's another thing we're talking about now. It's a weird thing to say this, but there's been a new craze of attractive women now. What's deemed as attractive as a woman now is changing dramatically. Like it used to be thin models types, whereas now everyone's turned into these fitness model things. This is what I'm seeing a lot on Instagram,
which I'm all about.
Yeah, I'm all about this. Fitness models, but at the same time, there's a lot of girls that come up to me and they're like, "Oh, do you really find that attractive?"
Really?
Because they're thinking they're too muscular. They're thinking they're like dudes. Like, how can you find that attractive? Isn't it like a man's body? And I'm like, no.
I don't really get that argument.
Yeah, but like I hear it so many times. But I don't know if they're jealous or they just don't like the way things are going. But the new attractive for me is women that look after themselves and just, have that little bit of...
okay, this is interesting because we're totally off topic now.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. I don't have women. Okay, on my Facebook,
Yeah.
I follow a crap load of basically female and male fitness models. I follow a crap load. Like a lot. I am like deep within that world. I know who people are and stuff. Like, I follow a lot. I love it, etc. Now, I've never had a female comment on it at all. And I'm liking pictures all the time, but my male friends, they talk about it quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go, oh, you and all them fucking...
Fitness model girls.
Yeah, like I remember like a year ago or so, somebody posted up a picture of like this female bodybuilder. And I mean like, you know, one of them fucking steroid freaks.
Yeah.
No. What it was a male bodybuilder with a female head. And they said, oh, this is Ciaran's woman. And then like quite a few people like that picture.
Really?
Yeah, there's a few.
What? As in they agree?
No, you know, that's click like.
Like just thinking it was like a natural...
No, just like, ha ha ha, that's very funny.
Yeah, like that's what Ciaran likes.
Got his number. And yeah, so guys talk to me about it.
What did they say?
They're just comments.
But like, they oppose or they
don't
for?
Really, it's not so much that they're opposing, it's more like, this is this weird thing that he's kind of into.
I don't like that because that sounds like it's you're singled out. Like there isn't many other guys out there that like the same thing, which there is, and more so now. I think it's a new. I think people have realised being fit and healthy is definitely the new attractive. Why wouldn't you want to be attracted to someone who's looking after their body?
Well, this is the thing I find interesting, right? So, guys, a lot of guys will say they don't want a woman to, have muscles or what have you.
Maybe not too big.
But let me break down where I think that comes from. So where I think that comes from is this, right? A guy sees like someone like Paige Hathaway, and Paige Hathaway, she's toned and stuff, and she clearly works out in the gym. Now, what does that say? Oh, could I dominate her in the bedroom? I don't know. Maybe I couldn't because I actually don't work out and I'm actually quite podgy. Oh, hold on. What kind of guys is she actually fucking? Like, the kind of guy that could actually fuck someone like her and actually, give it to her proper. Shit, that makes me feel really insecure. I don't like feeling insecure. So, because I don't like feeling insecure, I'm going to attack her and say that is wrong. Which is why, you get loads of guys who prefer virgins.
Why? Yeah. It's kind of like... No, yeah. But why?
Why? Because a virgin can't tell you you're doing anything wrong.
Brilliant. True.
A virgin... Right? You see, if you're
is that
with a
the
virgin,
whole?
That's literally it. That is literally. I'm telling you, that is it. A virgin. If you're with a virgin, right? Have you seen American Beauty?
Yes.
Is he remember at the end? Where he's with the girl. Yeah. And you think that this girl's a complete slut, but at the end you realise she's a virgin.
Yeah.
At that scene at the end where you realise the girl's a virgin, she looks really meek and soft and stuff. And she loses all of her sexual power, and she's like this timid little girl. So when a guy is with a virgin, you're the man. You're leading her. She's never done. Oh, okay. Be gentle with me. Be gentle. No, don't worry. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. However, but that's it. But if the girl is a slut who has slept with 20 guys in the past 6 months, she not only is she maybe more experienced in bed than you, but she's had better men than you. Men with bigger dicks, men who are funnier, men who are better looking, men who've got more money. How do you stack up to those men? Oh shit, you probably don't because you're average. And
you don't know until you get there.
So that is what that is all about. I'm certain.
Because it's weird, you always say that in the movies, that I want a virgin. I'm like, why do they want a virgin for?
Yeah.
But that's the reason why.
Yeah, I think, come on, it's got to be.
There is the other option. The other thing is that they haven't been completely untouched, and you got it for the first time.
Oh,
It's there's that. But
but what does that even mean? Untouched? What does that?
Fresh. You don't want some trainers someone else wore.
No, but what do you mean?
Fresh out the box. Because we've been going way off topic. We're gonna wrap it up now. So, what were the topics we nailed tonight? First of all, guilty until proven white. So basically, how people perceive you before you even speak to them, and how you have to almost prove to them that you are a safe black person. Then we went off topic and talked about Serena Williams. Is she beautiful?
Yeah, do people really think she's beautiful, or do they say that out of some sort of white, guilty type aspect where they feel like they should because it's the progressive thing to say?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not convinced that all the people who claim to think Serena Williams is beautiful actually do. It'd be lovely if they did, but I'm not convinced.
But I've always felt that it's weird that you've said that because
I'm not convinced that they actually do.
Well, she's not a typical one. So why is now everyone saying it? It's just the thing to say. Everyone just following like sheep. Anyway.
Also,
which led on to
being intimidated
or emasculated.
Both.
Same.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. By fitness models. Because if a woman is in better shape than you, she could beat you in an arm wrestle. And then what kind of man would you be, really?
Who's going to be on top?
Who's going to be on top? Presumably she would be on top. And what else did we discuss?
Oh, is there more?
I think there was there one more? I don't know. We've had a little teensy bit of vodka.
Mine's gone. Mine's gone. I've had a lot of vodka. Yours is still going.
Yeah. Because I sip my drinks. I manage them well.
But I just went in there like a Scottish man with Irish.
Wouldn't that be Irish, right?
Yeah.
Irishman.
Irishman.
We'll blame that on the alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol. But that is it for today. There's been quite a few topics there for you. We give you two extras even. But you guys deserve it.
So, if you liked what you saw, then basically, please subscribe to the channel. We'll
put it here.
Wherever the subscribe button happens to pop up, like just sort of click on that and subscribe. Also, you might want to follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
BlackManProblems at Callum Brown, because every possible permutation of BlackManProblems was taken.
Is what it is? BlackManProblems at Ciaran Brown?
No. Oh, sorry. No. It's just at Callum Brown.
That's the one.
CALLAMBRO.
I was going to say, that didn't sound right. Yeah. We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, that's just the actual @ sign itself. Like, our username is still BlackManProblems.
Yeah. And you can leave all your comments down in the YouTube comments down there. You can be as mean as you want or as nice as you want. We're going to reply to everything if we can, depending on how many we get.
Yeah.
But
actually, please be mean. Please be mean, because mean people have a habit of helping you to get your message across.
Yeah.
So.
And it spurs new topics.
Be mean. Be mean. Because I know what it's like. You see, for all of the people that are watching and planning to hate, I know what it's like, because you live in a world where you're sort of closed off and restricted all the time. And in the real world, you have so many issues so many scenarios where you want to lash out at someone. Maybe it's someone who cut you off in traffic. Maybe it's someone who served you at McDonald's and didn't treat you right. Maybe it's the boss. Maybe it's a friend who was supposed to meet you but then actually cancelled at the last minute. And you keep all of that in because you don't have the confidence to speak up for yourself. But you see the anonymity of the internet. When you're like hidden behind that laptop or that iPad or that iPhone or that Samsung Galaxy S3, you can say whatever you want with impunity. You can say whatever you want with impunity and the safety that knows that no comeuppance will come to you. So run with it, basically. It's cool.
Let us be your stress ball.
Let us be your stress ball. It's cool. It is fine. I don't mind whatsoever. Do what you gotta do. Hate me.
Anyway, we're done. This has been BlackManProblems, and we will see you again next time we upload something. Bye. Perfect. Yeah, man, we got a lot of good topics in there, man.
That must be like 40 minutes long, an hour, something like that.
Don't worry about that.